Hello and welcome to another BizzyWebinar. This is Top Tips for Mobile Websites, brought to you by Dave Meyer of BizzyWeb. Thank you very much for joining me, and for those of us in the U.S., a early and very happy Thanksgiving. This is the day before Thanksgiving for folks that are hanging out with us, and so I'm very excited to share with you a few tips about how to take your website and make it mobile. Let's get right down to business. As we do each week, I'll just give you a little bit of a demo on how to get in and how to work with your website in order to get everything going. So as you see on the screen here, there are a few things that you need to do. First, if you're looking at the event, and if you've gotten here by going to the webinar page on the screen, you just need to go to this page, which is the event page for today, and then you'll note that there are a couple things here. First, you can click play to join the webinar live. If you'd like, you can also click on the YouTube link to take you into YouTube. That will look something like this. And as I click refresh here, we should be able to see this, and you should be able to see that there's Q&A live. So if you look up in this section, I'm logged in so I can't see that, but there's a little Q&A and live button that's going to be on this screen. And so if you'd like to connect up, that's the way to do it. So if we connect up on here, that takes you into this screen, and then if you're on that screen, you can click to ask a new question, and that's how we're going to take questions during the event today. So if you click ask a new question, ask a question here, I'll be able to see that, and we'll take your questions intermittently throughout the event. We have a lot of content to get to, so I will jump back over to the actual webinar window, and so here we go. Let's talk about how to make the case for mobile. And there's one small hiccup here. Just need to swap display so that you can see what I'm seeing. And so let's talk about mobile marketing and what you really need to do in order to grow your business on the web. We'll start with just a couple seconds about who BizzyWeb is and what we do. We are a web design company that focuses on all aspects of online marketing. So as an online marketing agency, we help you with social media as well as web design, and of course, we are a Constant Contact solution provider and area local expert. What Constant Contact can give to you is this fantastic new tool suite called Toolkit. And if you go into Toolkit, you can get newsletters and announcements, offers and promotions, feedbacks and surveys, and events and registrations inside of the regular email tools that you know and love with Constant Contact. So if you're thinking about enhancing your online marketing, Constant Contact is a very wonderful and affordable way to reach out. I've got a special offer that I'll announce at the end here in line with all of the Black Friday and Cyber Monday stuff. And since Small Business Saturday is coming up, it's very apropos. That'll help you get everything that you need in one fell swoop. Through our agenda for today, if we look at things, what we're going to talk about is why you can't ignore mobile, your business and how mobile is going to work for you, and what you need to do today. We'll save some time at the end of the event for some quick review and Q&A, and so if you hang with us, again, if you submit those questions via the Hangout tool, that's probably going to be your best bet for reaching out so that we can make sure to answer any questions that you have. Let's start with why you cannot ignore mobile. First off, people are looking at their smartphones approximately 200 times a day. I'm not sure if someone was just looking at me and following me around for that particular piece of information, but you know, we all have our phones, have computers in our pockets that we carry around all day long. And what that means is that we are all connected all the time. As a matter of fact, 40% of Americans under 35 used a mobile device to make a donation, and of those, 50% also used a mobile device to browse nonprofit websites and emails. When we think about local search, it gets even more interesting. 75% of folks used a phone to get real-time location-based information, and 90% of mobile searches actually lead to an action. And if you think about why this might be, people are looking at their phones when they're near your business And if they see an opportunity to stop on by or to take that next action, certainly if your website is built for mobile responsiveness so that it shows up correctly on an iPhone or an Android device, then they'll be able to take that action much easier. For folks that are mobile happy, 70% who ran a local search via mobile acted within an hour. So if you have immediate and always-on ability to connect with your customers, why on earth wouldn't you take that step? As we look at emails, 50% of email is opened on a mobile device. That's amazing. There's a lot of folks that are out there that are just browsing their emails as they're sitting in lines or stuck in traffic or doing whatever. 80% of users delete email that doesn't look good on their mobile device. So you can imagine all of those are just kind of wiped out. And 30% of users unsubscribe from email lists after receiving mobile email that just does not look good. So how do we take care of that for our businesses? When you talk about your business and mobile devices, think about what you can do to take advantage of this massive trend. You know, when we think about what folks need to do, what they need to do with the content that's in their phone or how they search and how they reach out, you know, keep in mind that you need to be available and you need to present your website correctly. Now, you might say that just because you can open up your website and see it, that you're fine. But think about if you need to pinch or zoom or click to do something and it's not immediately apparent. If you have flash on your website or if you're just setting up roadblocks, everything about mobile is about ease of use and getting in front of people as quickly as possible because we're all pointing with our thumbs. And so think about what you need to do to take advantage of that. The good news is that 66% of small businesses are using mobile for their business, but 34% aren't, of course. Of that 34%, 65% have no plans to adopt mobile in the future. Some cite lack of customer demand in a recent survey, and people think also that mobile might not be relevant to their industry or business. Now, that's akin to saying, well, computers aren't relevant to my mobile or business. It's just the way business is done, and it's the way that people communicate in today's world. So let's look at a few examples. Hope Hummus, as the name suggests, is a food manufacturer, and they sell through distributors. They have a mobile website that focuses on showing people how to connect through social media and provides a button that says Find Hope right on their local search. So this is available right from a mobile device. Wheels Manufacturing is a small manufacturer of bicycle parts, and they sell through distributors. Their emails offer insights to new products that are coming on, and even on mobile devices, their brand is prominent. And Funeral Innovations is a small startup in the funeral services industry. They provide innovative technical solutions to their partners. One of their solutions provides QR codes to be placed on materials, directing those that scan the codes to having a place to leave or connect with messages for deceased loved ones. Liberty Tax Franchise also provides a lot of good stuff on mobile. There's a clear call to action placed right where you can see it when you're viewing that email on a mobile phone. So get the $50 cash now is pretty important. So as we think about this and when we look at why people really aren't using mobile or what you think, the common complaints that I normally hear is, you know, we're a nonprofit and we don't really sell products, but you still need to get connections with people and be able to reach out where people are spending their time, especially if you're looking to get people in front of you or to get people to do something. We saw on the earlier slide that it's immediate and urgent, and so if folks are nearby to you when they're searching or when they're connecting or even visiting your email, they'd be much more likely to take that next action. If they're highly regulated by the government, you might think that you have a little bit of a concern there, but actually the stuff with mobile and government regulations, there's also a number of regulations regarding being accessible on the web, and a lot of folks, especially those who don't have the full use of their eyesight, for example, iPhones, Androids, Windows phones are all a huge boon to them because they actually have devices in their hands that can speak to them. And so building it correctly and building it in an accessible manner is very important in that section. Mobile wouldn't be best for your particular products. You know, it's like saying again that computers aren't good for your products because people, you know, aren't going to use a computer to find them. Now, even in one of BizzyWeb's larger areas of service with the contractor and construction industry, you know, you would think that if you're swinging a hammer all day long, mobile devices just aren't important as a method of delivery. But if you think about it, most of the folks that are in that industry don't sit in front of a computer on a regular basis, so all of their communication happens over mobile devices. So we need to make our websites and the folks that we serve very, very straightforward and very accessible with the click of a thumb. Folks also might think that the cost is too high, but as you'll see through this, there are a few small steps that you can take, and simply just formatting your content correctly can go a huge way to help you to get your word out without necessarily needing to have massive investments in mobile applications or deliverables. You know, a well-formatted email and a properly constructed website kind of negates the need for most folks to have mobile apps. And so if you need a mobile application, of course, BizzyWeb can help you, but the only reasons that businesses really need mobile applications are if you're delivering a large amount of data on a regular basis and something that would be best done over a phone's processor versus over the web. Almost everything is handled via mobile apps and mobile web apps now. And so there are very few times that BizzyWeb clients are seeing the need for an actual mobile application. If you have constant need for always-on information, that's one of your options. But for the most part, you're going to be okay with just building a website the right way. So let's look at some more examples of small businesses that are embracing mobile to connect with their audiences. The NB Fitness Club shows that sometimes the use case for mobile can be pretty simple. They just had to communicate a change in their hours over a holiday. So it's a perfect example of great communication. Outside of the small font that's on here, you know, they just got out the notes. Here's what's coming up for, you know, our hours over the holidays. Alex's Lemonade Stand is a nonprofit that considered mobile as it built an email announcement about another upcoming event. There's an easy to locate call to action button, and there's really good use of images when you look at this. You know, getting right in, being able to click, and just to take that next action immediately is pretty handy. South Grove PTA, Field Day is finally here. You know, they just connect out and they make it easy to read, easy to find, and it just gets right to the basics. You know, you can see right on here, tomorrow, Tuesday, May 28th, reminder of what to pack for your field day. So it gets right into that, and it's just the facts, which is a great use of mobile. Boloco, a chain of burrito restaurants, announced their Mother's Day promotion with a simple email. And with the first two, as with the first two here, the text could be a little bit larger, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But it's very simple, has a note, has a button, and it tells you what to do. You'll note that you can, even at this teeny-weeny size, see free on here. That's what you're going to be able to see from the home page, and you're going to want to click on that to see what's going on, especially if you already have a relationship with Boloco. Here's the key. You don't get to decide which device people use to access your content. They do. Karen McGrain, author of Content Strategy for Mobile, published that quote, and I think it's one of the key things that all people on the web or that are using the web for their business marketing need to keep in mind. No matter what, you know, we get clients and connection requests for folks that just want us to develop for a single platform. The key is everybody has access to almost anything now via any device they choose. If you're trying to force people onto a web browser, all you're doing is losing the ability to work with the people that aren't choosing to view your content on a web browser. So make sure that you deliver it so that no matter what they do, they're seeing the message in the best possible light. And if you're making them jump through unnecessary hoops to pinch, zoom, or not really designing so that things work well on the device that people are working on it, then you're simply going to be losing conversions, losing customers, and that's never a good thing. So, what can you do today? Let's look at a few handy tips to help you cut through the clutter and get the real results that you're looking for. First up, Avoid using too much text. Here's some examples inside of that. If you look at this designations email, there's a lot of stuff on here. This is lorem ipsum and it's kind of goofy around, but you can kind of see that it's hard to read through. If you're looking at this or if you're sitting in a line at the bank, you're going to be unwilling to probably read this. You're going to swipe left on it, it'll be deleted, and you'll never see it again. So start rethinking what that content might need to be. Click here to learn more. Big red buttons, content, connections, subheadings, and imagery can really help draw people in. So if you look at this, more complex content or assets that you need to share, like a product guide, etc., you can all put that together by giving more graphical calls to action like this red button. Tip 2, avoid multiple columns. Here's some examples on why. If you look at what's happening inside of this particular section, the mobile email client has tried to figure out what to do with the multiple columns. It's kind of squished them together in a weird way. So, as you look at this, the upgrade now is kind of on top of that, and the email in this case has been forced into a single column, and the heading has been popped in as the first column, and so you're only seeing this. It just looks terrible. So multiple columns on an email is just generally not a great idea. Next up, clear and easy calls to action. If you look at this, and as we pull this together, this email has at least some underlined blue text that you can click on to see, click here if you want to learn more, but there's probably a better way to do that. If you click out and you look at, putting together more information, there's a lot bigger target for a thumb on this section. We could, this is another step in the right direction, but perhaps there's an even better way to do that. And again, we hit on this. A big red button that has the text that says click here to learn more is the best way to make things easy to click, easy to read, easy to browse, and easy to take the next action, which is what you're searching for across the board. Next up, avoid tiny fonts. It seems obvious. You might want to get as much text as possible onto an email. 9-point fonts in headlines that just don't stand out is a great way to really lose your clients, because as we look at mobile devices, you got to think about it. On average, a mobile device is 5 inches or less in screen size. A lot of us are growing older, and so as we think about that, and as we think about our key target markets, if they have to take off their glasses or put them on in order to even see what you're suggesting, there's a good chance they're just going to give up and move on. Here's a little bit better. Go for a minimum of 22-point headlines and 11-point body text, and make sure that you've got improved contrast across the board. So looking at that is a great idea. Let's make this one even bigger and see what we can do. There's 22-point headlines, 16-point body text, and you can almost read that even on this itty-bitty little screen. And it looks great on the email on your actual web browser as well. So thinking about how this works, checking it out, and making sure that you connect as easily as possible. Again, just formatting. And the neat part about this, especially inside of emails and web devices, Constant Contact does this automatically for you, and it helps guide you with a properly set up template that BizzyWeb can help you build. Next tip, use images carefully. Let's think about what happens here if you don't have the right types of images. In this particular email, you'll note that little red X. It just didn't work because the image wasn't loaded. Now, people can choose to not load images in their emails, and a lot of times if they're browsing on their mobile device and maybe they're on a 3G network, they've chosen to keep their images turned off. That's okay, but you need to be able to also include alt text to say what that image is so that they understand the text of the message. In this example, this is actually a really neat image, but it doesn't really tell you much about the next action that you want folks to take. They actually have to scroll up in order to see what the details are of that message. Finally, look at how your images are going to appear. If you look at this particular image, it's cut off. It's made the email so wide that you have to scroll sideways in order to read the text. So think about what you're doing as far as your images. Keep them a little bit smaller and a little bit more accessible so that you're not forcing the aspect ratio to go out of whack in the emails that you're sending. Yeah, let's go for a bonus tip here. Don't ignore local search. There's a lot of stuff out there on Yelp and Yahoo and Bing and Foursquare. All of these different places are offering ways for people to see information about the businesses that are closest to them. And as we're walking around in a downtown area, or if we're driving around and sitting in a passenger seat and checking out what's happening or what we're trying to find, perhaps if we've stopped at a restaurant and we're checking in at a local establishment, there's a big opportunity for you to get found by the people closest to you, where they're most likely to just drop on in. So if you have a brick and mortar store or a physical location, making sure that you're registered on Google, Bing, Yahoo, and all of the rest that are listed on here is a great way to make sure that you're turning more conversions and your message is proactively showing up for folks that happen to be physically closest to you. I use a tool called Moz.com for this, and it's a fantastic way to help you get everything dialed in one fell swoop. So check it out. It's moz.com. There's also a great tool through Constant Contact called Single Platform that can do that for you as well. As another bonus, as you're doing content or connecting with folks, don't ask people to turn off their phones anymore. You know, it used to be that, you know, when you were providing a talk or a seminar or a survey, people would say, if you wouldn't mind, turn off your phone so that we can get things done here and we can talk without interruption. You know, have them set their phones to vibrate, but some people are tweeters and they're going to be tweeting about your content. Some people will post things to Instagram or connect out on other image-based networks. If you don't have that out there, you're simply missing that opportunity for people to share the content that's best. Another bonus, don't ignore mobile technology. You know, 1.4 billion images were taken on mobile a year and a half ago in or according to Nokia's Vesa Julita, and you know that was a lot of images. It's now even huger, and there's more than 100 hours of video uploaded per minute per YouTube. So people are really using all of this mobile technology, and it's a great idea to link in and to have images on Instagram, videos on YouTube. BizzyWebinars are all posted to YouTube for that exact reason. The #1 search engine in the world, of course, as we know, is Google, but you might be surprised at the #2. That is YouTube. So if you're not publishing anything on YouTube, you're missing out for that opportunity for great search engine results, but also the second largest search engine in the world. So let's jump into a very quick review, and then I'm going to switch back over and check to see if we have any questions. But as I go through our quick review here, here's a few things to think about. First, 29% of Americans only access the internet on mobile devices. So this is a huge number that you're simply missing if you only publish for the web. You know, at best, you're kind of mildly annoying them. At worst, they're going to unsubscribe from your messages or never visit your website again if you don't have a suite of tools that are designed to look great on the devices that they're using to find you. 50% of email is opened on a mobile device, and if you don't have content that's designed for mobile, and frankly, good content, 30% of users unsubscribe from email lists if they just don't see messages that look great. And so you need to be as pleasant as possible, as easy to connect with as possible, and simply design your messaging so that it's easy to digest and share if you want to get your best bang for the buck in your online marketing. Small business organizations are seeing mobile as a tool that can help them run more successful businesses. They're just jumping right into this new world, and it's a great way to connect up and to build new messaging, to connect up easier and more and better. So as a reminder on our tips, less is more. So focus and use less text. Get right to the call to action and ask people right in your headlines what they need to do. Use a single column for all of your content, and make sure that you're formatting your message so that it doesn't get all crazy and goofy. Clear and easy calls to action. make sure that you can click anything with a big fat thumb like I have, and you're able to get people to take the next step that you're really asking them to move on. As another tip, use images carefully and don't rely on them, because sometimes people will have their images turned off in their mobile devices. And as a bonus, claim your listings and get found on local search. Again, Moz.com is great, or Single Source is also wonderful as far as tools to get you connected and listed where it matters most, when you're closest to the people that are searching. Finally, let your customers use their phones, and don't discourage people from reaching out and connecting, because we all have our own devices, and give folks the chance to share on your behalf. Don't ignore your phone. You can take pictures, you can shoot video, and you can connect up and reach out to people on a more immediate and urgent way than ever before. The trick is you have to be a professional tinkerer and be willing to try out all of this content and all of this stuff. So if you do take that step, and if you do this well, you'll find that an entirely new world is going to open up to you, and you'll see your retention and your conversions go way up in your online marketing. Now, I promised that I would switch over to Q&A, so I'm just going to switch back over. I don't see any questions yet, so this is your big chance. As I remind folks how to do this, I'm going to scooch over here. Inside of the webinar page, you'll be able to see, let's see, where is this puppy? If I click on here, you'll be able to ask questions via this website. There we go. So if you're logged in to the BizzyWebinar, you can go to google.com/+BizzyWeb, and if you click on that video, you'll be able to ask questions live right here. If you just click this green Ask a Question button, you'll be able to see that and interact with us. If you are feeling shy, you don't want to handle that, or you don't want to connect out, also remember that right here on this screen, on the BizzyWebinar page inside of the BizzyWeb website, there's also a link to just join us live on the Google Hangout. So if you'd like to, just click this big blue link to interact with us and to get live Q&A and tech support after the broadcast portion of this call is done, which will be in about 6 or 7 minutes. So you have 6 minutes now to click on this Google Hangout and join us if you'd like to ask additional questions. Let's get back to our formal content, and this is time for the Q&A, and this is my time to remind you to fill out a request card and visit the following link for your free trial of Constant Contact. There's no contract that's necessary, and if you go to constantcontact.com/index.jsp?PN=BizzyWeb, you'll get a free and easy access to, first, that free sign-up template where you'll be able to sign up and try out Constant Contact. No credit card required, no crazy stuff at all. And we'll also, as a bonus to BizzyWeb clients or folks that sign up as a result of our BizzyWebinar, you'll get a free template made to mirror your website if you sign up today. So check it out, connect out. You can try it out. If you decide to keep going, we'll build that custom template for you for free. That's normally a $300 option, so would love to have you take advantage of that. So there's your Black Friday deal. If I talk about what's available inside of here, I just want to cover a little bit about the different tools that are available in Constant Contact. Basic, we'll just cover email. And so if you just need email campaigns and contact management, $20 a month is all you're into. And again, this is for up to 500 contacts. Once you get a little bit more advanced, or if you have needs including the necessity to do social media marketing, take events or manage events or publish surveys, then you're going to want to upgrade to the Essential Toolkit. This also includes drip campaigns and the availability to have people subscribe to an email or send you a note, and to have you send them a series of emails intended and designed to get them to the next step in your marketing process. So week 1 after a registration might include, a little bit more information about the event that they attended. Week 2 might include, hey, hope you're still with us and make sure that you give this a trial. and week 3 might be buy today. So thinking about that and building that out, that's available in the Essential Toolkit. And then for larger organizations or folks that want a full-time coach with them, the Ultimate solution is the way to go, and that's just $195 a month to get somebody that you can call at any time, and that will actually help you sign up for all of these amazing tools. Is a pretty sweet deal. And again, you can change that down at any time as well. So you can start off with Ultimate, play with it for a little bit, get your coaching done, and then you can downgrade to Essential if you need to. Here's a little bit of a setup for what you need to think about as far as the different kits. So as you can see across the top, you get unlimited campaigns for all of these. If you want to do plus campaigns, which just have a little bit more detail, which have emails, an online landing page, and reporting, you'll need to plunk down $50 per pop for the basic account, but all of those are unlimited in Essential and Ultimate. Everybody gets contact management and list building tools, and as well as award-winning coaching. So if you need help, you can just call real live people. Now this is the biggest distinction between MailChimp and all of the other email marketing tools and Constant Contact. Constant Contact is staffed by some fantastic people that you can just reach out to at any time, and they'll answer your questions. I know because I've used them a number of times in the past. And you also have the access to BizzyWeb as we help you build out your content. You get image and file storage, of course, integrated reporting across the board, social sharing and tracking. You can click buttons to share this on Facebook and all that. And then we start getting into advanced campaign design for Essential, autoresponders, which is what I was just talking about with the drip campaigns, really to have something automatically respond as soon as someone registers or signs up for your email list. And then, of course, you do get the personal marketing coach if you sign up for Ultimate. So that's our story. That's what we're sticking to. Here's kind of how things look if you're going for the regular email campaign or the basic kit. You know, this is create an email, and then note the create a survey or create an event. That's available in the Essential Toolkit. And so if you go into that, that looks more like this. And here's some examples of what that toolkit can do. So once you get in here, it's very easy, very slick to manage and maintain all of those different campaigns. You could have a survey for your clients after you attend an event. You could register and monitor an event. So if you've gotten an email from BizzyWeb before about the event for BizzyWebinar, you're seeing the results of the event management tool. And then, of course, there's social media integration and outreach as well. So it's a great way to connect up and to have everything in one spot. So let's wrap up. And BizzyWeb, of course, is an online marketing agency that focuses first and foremost on web design. We build beautiful, fantastic websites designed to convert and designed to be fully mobile responsive. If you need to get a website that'll help you get to the action that you want your clients to take within the first 10 seconds and to help you get leads and grow your business, please talk to us today about a web design package. We also have the best darn hosting for WordPress-powered websites. So even if you didn't design your website with us, but you're on WordPress, you're missing out on a ton of opportunity and capability and security crackdowns. So we, for example, were busy over this week updating and hardening software because a new vulnerability was discovered. We had it all locked down. None of our clients have been affected at all. Finally, online marketing is one of the things that BizzyWeb really specializes in as well, including your email marketing with Constant Contact. But with BizzyWeb, we have 4 packages designed around search engine enhancement, deepening relationships with existing customers, generating leads for B2B customers, or growing your business with promotional tools inside of the pockets of that information. So depending on one of those 4 things that you need, BizzyWeb can help you with our Buzz Builders online marketing programs. Don't forget to join us every single Wednesday, and I'm going to switch back so that we can look at both the connections and to see if anyone's asked a question, and no one has. But next up in December, we're going to be talking about online surveys. So if you've wondered how to use surveys, this is going to be a great tool and a great webinar to sign into to find out how to take and set up an online survey for maximum results. After that, on the 10th, we're going to talk about what makes a good social media post. And then finally on the 17th, we're going to talk about the year in review. Note that the 24th and the 31st are bum days for us. We're going to be closed at BizzyWeb on both of those days, so we're not going to have webinars again until January, but we'd love to see you in these next couple of weeks to help us round out the new year right. Of course, remember that it is Small Business Saturday on Saturday, and so if you connect up with BizzyWeb and hit a deal with us, we actually have a great special offer going right now that if you sign up with BizzyWeb and give us a deposit before the 15th of the month, we will give you a 10% discount on your project for the time that we're able to do that, and then we'll get started on your project probably starting around the end of January, because we are fully booked through that time. So if you wanted to save a little bit of cash on your online marketing, your Small Business Saturday deal with BizzyWeb is to book now before December 15th and get 10% off on your project for projects that are started February 1 or later. So thank you very much, and as a reminder, if you haven't already tried this, check out our Buzz Report. If you're wondering where you fit in all of this online marketing or are struggling with where to even start, let BizzyWeb take a look at your current online marketing and give you real and relevant suggestions on what you can do to take your business to the next level using online marketing strategies and tactics. You'll walk away with a great plan for what you need to do and next steps to take in order to take your business to that next level. Go to BizzyWeb.com/buzz if you're interested in that. I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb, reminding you that please take advantage of all of the special offers and deals that we've got, but of course, we at BizzyWeb help you generate buzz without getting stung. Thank you very much for hanging out with us this week. Again, I am Dave Meyer, and happy Thanksgiving to our U.S. friends. Talk to you soon.